Hey y'all, come on in. Hey Deborah, I'm gonna rotate my screen here for a minute and put it in a different way. Hey D, thank you for joining us. Come on in, ladies. Hey Jay, how is that little boy doing? He should be almost a year now. Hey India, how are you? Hey Nessie, how are you? Hey Miss Sharon. Deborah, what the boys doing? Your mama is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hey, Aviela, I was waiting on you yesterday. Hey, Jacqueline. Yes, he is amazing. He is the cutest thing. I mean, all of your kids are cute, so you all really have some beautiful, beautiful children. You need to get a modeling photo shoot for them and see where that goes for those kids. Hey, Kib. Hey, y'all. Hey, Des, how y'all doing up there? Yes. Hey, Leela. Oh, all right, y'all. Come on and begin to share me as you're coming in. Y'all filling in rather quickly, so come on and begin to share me as you're coming in. Give me some thumbs up and hearts. You may hear a lot of artifact in the background because my son is home from college and the baby girl is now home for the summer. And then we have this bully, this American bulldog that is here. And every time I get on the Facebook Live, he decides that he wants to scratch around and roll around in his cave or whatever that is he does over there. So that's what we're doing. Hey, Miss Catrice, how are you, lady? So thank you so much, some of you school teachers that are out of school. So we didn't do I didn't do Wellness Manna last week. I don't remember why. I think because my daughter last week we had 8th grade prom going on. And we had, yes, a full house, minus a few. Hey, Sharonda, y'all please begin to share me. Give me some thumbs up and some hearts. And so, so we begin to have all of that going on as well. How's my girl knee doing, Catrice? How's that going? I think I messed around and I think I done tore my meniscus or something. I don't know what's going on. But anyway. So I want to talk about something. We started off a couple of weeks ago with the female flow, and we had a very interesting conversation, and we had a really good time because we were dealing with what if our first menstrual cycle experiences would have been something different than what it has been. I'll just reiterate a few points. And I think Leela, I think you were one of the ones who said that we had the same experience because when I got my first period at the age of 9, Jaden. First period at the age of 9, you know, I showed it to my mom. I never forget, she was cleaning out the bathtub and I showed her what was happening, and we had not had a conversation about it. I hadn't had the health talk class as of yet because here it was, I was only 9, probably in the 3rd grade or something like that. And she was like, you know, my sex ed talk was you can't play with them little boys no more. And then the other conversation was you can't play with the little boys no more. But I didn't get a conversation about, you know, oh, she's running tomorrow. Cool beans. So, I'll be praying for her. So, and I didn't get that conversation. I didn't get a conversation about this period thing, what it was supposed to do. So I had very, very bad periods, even from the time that I was 9 years old. And so, unfortunately, the earlier you start with periods, it really increases your chances for certain types of cancers because of the fact of the estrogen and all of that kind of stuff circulating in your bloodstream for so long. That is one of the reasons why obesity is also linked to uterine cancer, is because of the fact that when you have extra fat cells, then you have that extra, you have that estrogen that's circulating around in your body, and cancer is definitely attracted to estrogen and sugars. So we really had a good time with just talking about those different female entities and how would it have been with your first period if, you know, your mother or father would have gave you some roses and they would have, or flowers or some chocolates, or they would have affirmed you and said, some affirming positive things in your life. I was watching a movie. Hey, Coach Tia, I was watching a movie called Cotton Twine on Netflix, and it was a very interesting movie about the African culture. And so for them, the woman's period is actually a rite of passage. And so this is the thing as well with the woman's period, or her cycle, or whatever you call it in your house, that the woman's period was an indicator in regards to when they would actually begin to do perform the surgical female circumcision. And in this particular movie, this young lady was actually late, and her father was upset because he's like, why is she making us wait so long? You know, with the mindset that it was something that she could control, that her cycle was something that she could control. But once her cycle came on, you know, maybe a few weeks later or whatever, the people come to the house, they take her in some type of shed or something and perform the female circumcision. So for those of you who don't know what a female circumcision is, it is in some cultures where they actually excise the clitoral tissue, where they actually take the clitoris out, that clitoris where how you achieve an orgasm, and they take that out, and that is a female circumcision because they feel like that decreases the chances of them having sex outside of marriage or having sex prior to marriage. Hey, boss lady. So it is called, Tiffany, it is called Cotton Twine, COTTON TWINE. A very interesting movie. I mean, it's not the best actors, it's not the best whatever, but it is very interesting because one thing about it, I am concerned about two things. I am concerned about the plight of the female, and I know I have my Latino sisters on here and some of my Caucasian sisters on here, and it's on Netflix, but I'm also concerned about the plight of the African American woman. Because I've been black all my life, in case y'all could tell. And I actually, had one of my sisters, Angela Forte, we met about some business things, yesterday. But of course, we always have to catch up on some other things. And I'm really concerned about the plight of the African American woman. And I'm really concerned about the plight of our daughters, whether they are white. Yeah, all my life, Risha. So I'm concerned about the white young ladies, the Latina young ladies, and the black young ladies, but especially the Latina young ladies and the black young ladies, because as a black female, I am a double minority. Then when I become a Christian, I'm a triple minority. And then I'm a prophet, and I walk in the office of the prophet, so now I'm a quadruple minority. And so I'm really concerned because my daughter, and I'm going to get on that. I'm a little off topic, but I'm going to get there because we're talking about the female flow. And today, and I went to my daughter's graduation, and some of these people came to the graduation like they had just got out of bed. They rolled out, looked like they had pajamas on. They had black bags on their head. They had brown bonnets. Miss Forte told me to call them bonnets. So they had brown bonnets on their head. They had black bonnets on their head. They looked like they had pajamas on. They had just came out of the bed, and I just don't understand. And so one of the things that Angela and I discussed is that we have to. My previous mentorship strategy with young girls was I dealt exclusively with the young girls, but we're really finding that not only do we have to deal with the young ladies, we have to deal with the moms. So it's very good with people like Tia Crockett and her husband, who are doing things on the marriage perspective of helping couples. Because see, the thing of it is, we could do mentorship programs for, yes, Tia, at the graduation. So we could do mentorship programs all day long for these young girls. But if you don't go back and rewrite their history and rewrite their story as far as it relates to parental values, because if the mama is ratchet and the mama is ghetto fabulous and the mama is straight up hood. Now listen, I'm hood, I am ghetto, and I am ratchet. I am the threefold cord. But baby, I know how to wax on and I know how to wax off. I know how to really get really articulate in the boardroom and at these little board of directive meetings that I have to go to. But you know what? I can get straight up hood when I gotta be that. don't, as we say, don't get it twisted. So we have to really have to get to a place where we gotta be able to detox these moms, because what's happening is we doing these mentorship programs with these girls, but then you cleaning the dish and you taking the dish back home and putting it back in the dirty water. Kenya, you say the apple don't fall from the tree. Kenya, the apple still on the tree. Look, this the tree and this the apple, and the apple still on the tree. It ain't fell off. So it's those things that where we are, this is the things where we are at. So that's just my rant and rave. And I'm concerned about the plight of the black woman. So I got to get together with some people like Jay, Tia Crockett, y'all millennials, Kenya, Leela, I guess we gonna be old school. Yeah, Kib, you work at the Boys and Girls Club, so yes, you see it daily. And when I was really tapped into those environments, I really saw it daily. Thank you, Tiffany and Pastor Carlos, for joining. So we off topic already. We're talking about the plight of the black woman, and we're talking about the plight of just young women in general, and some of the things that we need to do to be able to help dismantle the dysfunction in their lives so they can be more productive citizens. And I'm gonna move forward, but I know Jay and Tia and Kib, I know that this is something that you all probably see, but I never thought about. The meeting I had with Miss Forte yesterday, she said this to me, and probably Veronica coming on as well to say it. She said, now you have young women who have 4-year degrees and master's degrees, but you can't tell them from the ones who ain't graduated. And you can't tell the educated chicks from the non-educated chicks, because the educated chicks walking around with bonnets on their head, just like the girls who don't have education walking around with bonnets on their head. So we have to figure out how to even groom the young women that are coming out of collegiate settings and coming out of, I'm talking about, I say, you got to be kidding me, Angela. I say, you mean to tell me that a chick with a master's walking around with a bonnet on her head? You got to be kidding me. She said some of these girls that you think that are uneducated, only got a high school education. She said some of these girls are college educated. Tia Crockett, I don't even call them bonnets, I call them bags. I've worked in higher ed for over 20 years, and it's amazing how life skills and education grow further apart. But Tiffany, see, we on the female flow. So Tiffany, what can we do? What can we do to bring that gap back together? Tiffany, what can we do? Carla said online universities. What can we do to bring the gap? Tiffany, Carlos, Kib, Tia, Jay, come on, let's talk about it, because now this conversation done went somewhere else. I promise you I'm gonna get us a few more minutes. But evidently this is on the heart of God. This is midweek wellness manna. So we are talking about community wellness. We are talking about family wellness. We are talking about cultural wellness. So there are 10 dimensions of wellness. And so actually what we're discussing actually fits into one of those dimensions of wellness. And so so wellness isn't just about losing weight and losing inches or the things that go on with our body, but wellness is about what is happening also in our community. So I would look, so maybe I don't know, maybe from this spinoff today, maybe we can create I think I want to get with Jay. I think it was Tiffany Jennings, get with Jay Lorraine, Tia Crockett, Tiffany Jennings, and to see if we can have some type of conference call or setting to see what we can do collectively that can actually branch out into the different regions that are represented here on our calls. Leela Agnew says we have to get back to dressing for the occasion. Tia Crockett, I think the gap is just an unstable temporary place. So Tia Crockett, please explain that. Go back to teaching professionalism and first impression. That is very good, Roosevelt, and that is coming from a man. And I love to have men's perspectives in regards to the women's trajectory, especially as it relates to the black female, because one of the things that I really feel like, and Roosevelt, you could chime in with this, as it relates to the, especially the black female, I feel like some of our plight is to a certain extent because I don't feel like the black male in some instances really has supported us in ways that they've needed to, and has protected us in ways that they have needed to. Case in point, when a black man decides that he will not date black women, but your mama black, your grandma black, your great grandma black, and everybody in your circle is black, but you ain't gonna date nobody black, but you came from black, that's foolery all day long. Yes. Online universities don't offer mentorship nor accountability. That's good. So now, Carlos, what begins to happen for people like you who have consulting agencies, people like Tia Crockett, who says she feels like the Gap is just unstable temporary place, then those are the places where people like you all, my husband and I have done it as well. That is part of one of our niches that we do with community activism. Then now, if that is something that's not present, then that is something that we need to offer. That is something that maybe we can go in as a consultant or as a place and say, hey, this is what we're offering, this is what we're noticing. Or maybe that's I think maybe even in that we need to have some networking opportunities that are that I have arrived in trophy gaining mentality. Exactly. I think we need, that's good, Roosevelt. I think we need to have networking opportunities that are geared towards those who are getting ready to graduate from college, have had collegiate experiences, or we need to have some opportunities where they're having those networking environments and they can see the Carloses, they can see the Tias, they can see the Jay Lorraines, they can see the Roosevelts and the Leelers, and they can see what needs to happen on a greater magnitude once they have proceeded from those collegiate settings. And I do and what we felt we needed to have mentoring for parents 18 and plus. That is very good. And parents do have to be mentored. And actually, there's usually grant money that is available for, there's grant money that's usually available to a certain extent to be able to do different types of parenting things. Partner with universities to offer internships. That is very, very good. So once again, we're still talking about the female flow. Other than prayer, it's simple. What I did was point out how it plays into their image and how it affects their future. I personally don't fit into a typical corporate look. I also don't appreciate some of the stigmas that are strongly opposing our culture's authenticity. I wear head wraps, colorful clothes, and walk high. Yeah, Tia, but you don't wear no bag and no bonnet on your head. You wear colorful head wraps. You be fly. You have it together. You on and popping. So I think you are a good template as far as what authenticity looks like culturally, but not only just culturally, but authenticity as an individual. Mr. Danny O'Hara, we actually got off, a little off topic. We're actually talking about how we're actually talking about how to bridge the gap in collegiate settings after you get your bachelor's and then you get a master's. So we are noticing a disconnect, especially with African American women, even when they're educated, that they're still wearing the black bags on their head, the bonnets on their head. They're still coming outside with the pajamas on. They're still coming outside Rico, and they're not necessarily dressing. They're not necessarily dressing the part of the role. So then, therefore, we are minimized and we are counted out in the boardroom. We're counted out in places of elevation and promotion. So, we got here very interesting, but I believe it's on the heart of God because it's actually on my heart. And child, what y'all talking about? FAMU? What about Florida State? Oh, y'all just trying to say FAMU is HBCU? That's what y'all trying to say? Oh, Lord, y'all don't listen. Roosevelt and Carlos, don't y'all get on here and act like that today. Kib says, I love being different. People thought my hair was that a ghetto. This is the role of the development while they're in college, whether undergrad or graduate. I know, but it still doesn't look like what is mostly expected in professionalism. I know it's a poverty and entitlement issue. So the poverty and entitlement issue is going back to what Roosevelt said, that there is a sense of entitlement. So that, Tanika, that goes to what Leela said. We have to learn how to dress for the occasion. And that's something that my husband is very, very diverse with, cultural diversity, and he's very good with that. And that's actually something that, you know, we really work on in our community anytime we go in our environments. And somebody said that you have to, I think it was Tiffany said something about, I'm trying to go back in the scroll here, it has something to do with just the different environments and getting them to understand their value. And so for me, one of the things, I do something called a 6-in-1 chick platform, and it's a 6-in-1 chick thing that I do. And one of the things is that I give them the example, Roosevelt says we had to wear our suits to lecture in seminars. Entitlement and poverty is a state of mind. If the person wants to change, yes, it can happen. And for those of you, even with Black enterprise, that's one of the things, one of the foundational pieces that I, even in my book, Closing Doors, dealing with poverty, Black enterprise has 10 tenets in regards to getting out of poverty. And so I'm actually really trying to start incorporating those tenets into my own personal development in life. And so so with Tiffany, so basically what Roosevelt and Carlos is saying, and Tiffany is saying, is that it comes to a place of a sense of pride. But what I am saying, even in a Latino culture or an African American culture, how can you reestablish pride? How can we do that? What does that look like? What picture does that happen? What type of conversations do we need to have to get a momentum rolling in that area? Because this is not something that's just a plight in my area, in my neck of the woods. This is something that is a plight that's everywhere. So Tia Crockett and I live in the same region. So Tia, what's your take on that? So yes, I believe these people who are dressed any kind of way are in a certain level of hopelessness. They don't see how dressing well can help them can help, so they become reckless. That's good. Hopelessness and recklessness. So Tia, you think on the line of my husband. I asked my husband this about, there's a street in our region called Avenue T, and they call it the boggy, they call it the bottom. And I said, what can we do to get this area to look differently? It looks like a slum. What can we do? And the key is, hey Kenya, it looks like a slum, but our 2 middle school magnet programs are there, right there, where the drug dealers are, where the pimps are, where the tricks are, all that right there. And right off of the highway of the main drag is where our middle school magnet programs are. So what can we do for this? Because I believe in coming up, we ain't gonna just talk about this and not be about this and find out find out our solution. So being people of influence, it starts with us. Good. Have a conversation about what is acceptable, not right but proper. For me, it started at home, and where it lacked at home, at church at the time, picked it up. Okay. Catrice, that's good. Once our young people know our true history and embraces the fact of who they really are, they will never act as such. What's on the inside with it? I agree with that. And hey, Kenya, and I agree with that, Catrice, and I actually am guilty of that. I am guilty that I really have not taught my children the culture that has needed to be taught. Even in the church. We do Black history programs once a month. But if you're an African American church or a Black church or whatever you want to call yourself, then why is Black history only once a month or acknowledged once a month in your church? Why is that not something that is ongoing 12 months out of the year? You know, even with me as a parent, I grew up singing hymns. But then this is a situation where, because now we got on this prophetic, and don't get me wrong, I walk in the office of the prophet, and I walk in there strongly, not to my horn, but that's just the gift that God gave me, and it came without repentance. But in that effort to come into a new paradigm, and an effort to come into the prophetic worship and the prophetic praise and the spontaneous songs, my children don't know a hymn. My children don't know a charge to keep. I have a God to glorify and fit for the sky. My children don't know I surrender all to Jesus, my blessed Savior. They don't know those songs. They don't know the foundations. But it's not the church fault, and it's not the white man fault. It's Tanya's fault, because that's the foundations that I should have taught them. Because you know what? When I get in a real spiritual rut, I go back to the roots. I still have a red hymn book right here in my house. I go back into that hymn book and I pick up them old hymns. That's what I pick up. I don't go to this new stuff, because this new stuff sound good, but the spirit of the thing ain't right. It ain't good. So we have failed to give our children. The Bible says return to the ancient pathways. Go back to the ancient pathways. We're not talking about the prophetic is not relevant, because it is. We're not talking about the apostolic is not relevant, because it is. We're not talking about that. But lately God been putting these old school songs in my spirit, because the things that we have to deal with, like what we're talking about right now, it's going to take a foundation. It's going to take a kingdom foundation. Not this emotional stuff, not emotionalism. It's going to take a kingdom foundation for us to be able to switch some things around. So I'm really digging what y'all said. So I'm actually going to have to go back and look at this. And so I'm going to be reaching out to a few of you to see what we can do with this, because I believe this on the heart of God, because this ain't what I wanted to talk about. So I guess I have to try it again next week. But I believe this is on the heart of God. And I believe that the female is on the heart of God. We're talking about the female flow, but I believe the female flow, it is on the heart of God. It is on the mind of God. I believe the female's well-being is in the heart of God. I believe how she reproduces is on the heart of God. How she reproduces in the spirit, in the natural, it is on the heart of God. I believe that God is bringing the female to a rightful place, that she is restoring her integrity. He's restoring her character. He's restoring her esteem. She's restoring, God is restoring us as women. He's restoring us as African American women, where we don't have to be shamed to be black. We don't have to be shamed to be a woman. We don't have to be shamed to, we don't have to be embarrassed about who we are. So I just believe that. So we must expose our people to history, and that doesn't start with slavery. See, Tia Crockett, that's very good. But see, Tia, that's what the propaganda does. And I was so proud of you about a stance that you took last year this time, that you weren't going to get caught up in some stuff. And I'm just going to leave it like that, because certain entities, and I'm not going to get into a certain paradigm, because this will go real bad real quick, but you have to understand that certain governmental entities and certain institutions, they understand how to get black people off target. They understand how to get us off target. They understand how to get us off our square. They understand how to get us out of our zone, and they know how to distract us. So when they want to distract us and get us off target, they start talking about race. They start talking about Black Lives Matter. They start talking, and Black Lives do matter. Don't get me wrong, because I believe that all day long. But they'll get us distracted with certain things, and then now we've lost sight of what we should be focusing on. We've lost sight of what we should be unified on. And so so we need to do things like Tia Crockett said. We got to teach past the shameful place, and we got to teach ourselves outside of a place of slavery. We got to go beyond that. And we got to be able to do that. See, right now, all this craziness they got going on sometimes about this, but we need to be worried about this healthcare administration. We need to be worried about healthcare administration that's going on, because women and children, we are the ones that will be affected by this healthcare. If this healthcare bill and all this stuff don't get right, we are the ones that are going to be affected by this. Not men, because y'all know men don't go to the doctor. Child, they be on their last leg and last breath before they go to the doctor. But healthcare is going to affect women, because we are the ones that utilize the healthcare system, whether it's for us or whether it's for our children. So this is the things we're talking about, the female flow. I want for you all to begin to really get in this place. We're looking at the wisdom of our bodies and looking at the wisdom of our bodies. Some of you have severe menstrual cramps. Some of you have PMS. Some of you have heavy bleeding. Some of you have all these different things. And so that's why I've been coming on wanting to teach you how to heal yourself naturally, so that you don't have to rely on a healthcare system that may fail you. So Tia Crockett, that's the conversation we need to have. What can we do? So let's get it. Now I gotta take some notes. And I hate when my husband be around me, because he'll be like, hey, did you follow up on what all that you said? That boy right there throws you under the bus, Chad. That's my boo-boo kitty though. That's my boo-boots. My boo-boots over there. So yeah. Yes. Listen, Tiffany Jennings, you are correct. Fibroids amongst black women. But why are fibroids higher in black women? And why is the worst breast cancer, which is triple negative breast cancer, predominantly known against black women? Because there is an internal self-hatred that happens. There is a self-hatred that is inflicted upon us. There are arrows of hatred that are inflicted against us that are generational and are caught up in our bloodline. And that is why we deal with fibroids more than any other entity in this triple negative breast cancer, because we have been taught to abhor ourselves, and we may think that we have self-esteem going on the inside, but when you're dealing with fibroids and you're dealing with things of your uterus, oftentimes what happens is there's some type of self-hatred that is happening, and it has come and turned internalized. Case in point, with PMS. With PMS, it has been clinically proven. Studies have shown that women who have severe cases of PMS, that they have been linked to having a history of family environments of alcoholism. With PMS. Lord Jesus, why they wear them bonnets? Lots of articles on this subject. I speak out about this. Don't have unnecessary procedures. Get education. That's good. So that's real good, Tiffany. Self-care is not selfish. It's righteous. If you don't do it, you're gonna be dead. You're gonna be righteous and dead. No self-care. I told my husband I got to go somewhere. I said I don't care if you take me. I told my husband I don't care if you take me. It's a Holiday Inn Express. I probably could walk there if I had to. I don't care, baby. I said, if you put me up over there, I'll be fine. Just take me somewhere, because I got to get up out of here, because I can't take it no more. My mind need a rest, everything. He said, okay, I'm gonna send you somewhere. So he always tell the truth most of the time, so he gonna send me somewhere, y'all. Anyway, Tia Crocker, we are not eating what we should. Our DNA cries for certain things, nutrients from our original region. Yes, ma'am. That's it right there. So this is good, y'all. This is real good. So my husband bothering me now. So yes. So when we look at these different things, you coming to get me? Come get me. Who gonna come, Carlos? You gonna come? I'm gonna like you for that. You gonna come get me?
Come get her, Carlos.
Your brother said, come get me.
I'll pay for it.
So this is the thing with that. So as I feel like, as women, we are taking on so much, and that's why oftentimes we have the PMS. That's why we have what we call menorrhagia, which is heavy bleeding. That's why we have menstrual cramps, which is dysmenorrhea. Because of that's why we have a fibrous breast and cysts in our breasts, because we are taking on struggles and we're taking on burdens that as women we were never designed to take on. Yes, I wish that you would prosper in health first. Stop skipping to the wealth all the time. Yeah, exactly. Yes, and stress is number one factor. So that's that's what we need to deal with. So Tia said something. Allison said, "Hey, Apostle Gerald."
What's going on?
He said, "What's going on, Allison?" So I want you to know, with all of these different things that we deal with the menstrual cramps, the PMS, and our female flow, those different things, like Tia said, they can be taken care of by our diet. Most of you do too much caffeine. So that's why you get the cyst in your breast, or you get the fibrous breast, because you got too much caffeine going on in the breast. So that's why you get that in there. Miss you too, Miss Allison. Oh God, Allison, he calling. Okay. You hold on, y'all. My husband want to talk to Allison. Hang on.
Allison, can she come up there? Please just let me know. Can she come up there? Hey, Nick. Allison, can she please come up there? Just let me know. Real quick before I go. Hurry up, Allison. What Tracy? That's right, Tracy. You can answer too. Either one of y'all, just let me know. Okay, I see thumbs. I see likes.
I needed that laugh right there. Woo. God help me. Ooh, good job, Lisa. My brother say he coming to get me.
Okay.
Tracy say he gonna come get me.
All right.
Whatever, I don't care.
That's good hands right there.
Listen, in warfare and in counseling, it's known that anger, strife, bitterness, and other tensions cause sicknesses in our women part, and even in deliverance. The body reacts more in certain parts of the body. Yes. So what's happening with this good to you? So what's happening with the dysmenorrhea, which is the menorrhagia, heavy periods? What's happening is there's actually something that's going on in our liver. And our liver, our part of our liver. So many of us need to do a liver detox. Very well. I think Tia and I actually had to walk one of our pastors through getting her to do a yeast detox. And I think Eddie Crockett got her in the right direction with what she needed to do with that. So, so sometimes we're dealing with all this bloating, we're dealing with all this stomach issues, we're dealing with all of this different kind of stuff or whatever that's in our gut. But we got to start going back and looking at, okay, is it yeast in our gut? What are we dealing with? Parasites? Are we dealing with yeast? Are we dealing with, we got about 10 pounds of feces in our gut? Are we dealing with that? That's what? It's disgusting. My baby girl said that's disgusting. But anyway, we talked about that on Monday night. So you can have 5, 10, 15 pounds of feces just stuck in your gut. So when you stop having all of that bloating that's going on, that's some of the different things that we have to deal with. PMS and cramping is not the same thing. PMS and menstrual cramps are actually two different things. So, yes, are actually two different things. So we have to begin to deal with that. But oftentimes the PMS is being, hey, Pastor D, the PMS is being related to dysfunction. Yes, so that's good, Tiffany. Good point. Yes, that fecal matter just sitting there causes acid erosion. So that's why some of y'all dealing with irritable bowel syndrome like I was. That's why some of y'all dealing with Crohn's disease. That's why some of y'all dealing with diverticulitis, because that's what diverticulitis does. Those seeds and certain things get in pockets of the intestine. So all of those different things really get heightened during during the times of the period, during the times of the cycle. So this is our thing that we want you to be in good health. The Lord and I definitely want you to be in good health. And so this is the time, the female flow. So we've been all over the place. I got to reach out to Tia. I got to reach out to Jay. I think I got to reach out to Tiffany and Roosevelt, because we going to get this thing moving so we can create a mobile mentorship program. we going to make it happen. we going to do it. Watch and see. We're going to get this thing together. So thank you, Tiffany. Yeah, so we need to talk about this because it says that 60% of all women, what time is it, love? 60%.
8:54.
As many as 60%. Okay, as many as 60% of all women suffer from menstrual cramps. And a smaller percentage of women are literally unable to function for 1 or more days each month because of the severity of their pain. I was one of those ones. I couldn't go to school. I couldn't go to work because 1, the cramps were so bad, and 2, I was bleeding so bad. So I was one of those ones. So I want to reiterate that PMS, that cramps are not the same as PMS, although women can suffer from both. Sometimes the dysmenorrhea, the menstrual cramps, can actually come from some type of pelvic disease. And then sometimes, like, say, for instance, like endometriosis. For those of you who are suffering from endometriosis, I decree and I declare healing over your ovaries. I declare healing over your tubes. I decree and I declare healing over your uterus. And when you go into the surgery room, into the OR, endometriosis literally looks like somebody opened a pepper can, open pepper, and sprinkled it all over your internal organs. Sprinkled it over your uterus, sprinkled it over your ovaries, sprinkled it over your fallopian tubes. And so that's what endometriosis literally looks like pepper has been sprinkled over everywhere. So that is what endometriosis looks like. So sometimes you can get you can have that. So what I want for you to do with if you're having issues with menstrual cramps, PMS, and heavy bleeding, it starts with the diet, as Coach Tia said. And I'm loving that Coach Tia is on here, especially what we were talking about earlier, because she is a confidence coach. And that's one thing that I've liked about Tia, that no matter what size she's been at, she probably always been the same shade of black all her life, I'm sure. Haha, laugh y'all, that was a good one. But anyway, she's always been confident. Her head has always been up in the clouds, regardless of what weight she was at. That was just a little sidebar. But anyway, nutritional treatments. Stop dairy foods. Dairy foods. Y'all know how I feel about milk. Milk is for cows and their calves. Humans should not drink milk, because milk has hormones in it for the calves. You are not a cow, nor are you a calf. So you really shouldn't be drinking milk. Now, if you want to drink almond milk, A2 milk, if you want to drink cashew milk, soy milk, or whatever the case may be, go for it. So that's what begins to happen. We got to stop dairy, especially ice cream, cottage cheese, and yogurt during that period of time. Clinical experience and clinical records have shown that women get relief of symptoms from menstrual cramps, heavy bleeding, breast pain, and endometriosis when they stop consuming dairy foods. May not be true for everyone. Ultimately, yes, Tiffany James, leading to hysterectomy and hormone replacement therapy. Absolutely, Tiffany. So I chose a hysterectomy, but I did a partial hysterectomy so that I could keep my so I didn't have to go with doing Effexor or Effexor XR or something like that to be able to, for the hormone replacement. So I went on ahead and kept my ovaries, because I started having hot flashes at 33 anyway, so it really didn't matter. I'm still hot. Yeah, Catrice, just cook with some coconut milk, almond milk, cashew milk, soy milk. Cook with that. Yes, love yogurt and had to give it up. Now, you know, I'm not saying everybody has to give up yogurt, but if you are suffering from, and we all know our cycle, so if you know 7 days within that 7 day pre and during, those are the two. So you probably got half a month that you really shouldn't be doing a whole lot of dairy, if you really want to overcome feeling so horribly with these periods. Cut down on carbohydrates, especially the refined ones, cookies, cake, chips, and crackers, because what it does is it triggers an imbalance. I'm looking at my notes. It triggers an imbalance that results in the cramps. So you got to do away with all that. Okay. And so what begins to happen is, but the catch is, you got to do with the very things that you're craving. Because usually when your cycles come on, that's the kind of stuff that we're craving. So you got to be able to deal with that. Also, during this period of time, you want to limit red meat and egg yolks. Limit red meat and egg yolks to no more than 2 servings per week, or eliminate them during the pre and during periods. Okay? Because red meat can be very high in saturated fats, but the red meat also triggers that girl said, but I could still have my cookies from McDonald's. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. I'm going to say no contest. No comment. How about that? So you could do that. Some things that will really help you are take a multivitamin mineral supplement. Take essential fatty acids like omega-3 fatty acids in the form of fish oils. That works as well. Take magnesium. A lot of us have magnesium imbalances too. And that magnesium imbalance and all that stuff especially affects your pituitary gland. So take magnesium as much as 100 milligrams. And you can take magnesium as much as 100 milligrams every 2 hours during the menstrual cycle itself, and 3 to 4 times a day during the rest of the cycle. Vitamin E helps as well, 3 times a day during the entire cycle. Tiffany Jennings says, yes, vitamins will help control the appetite as well. That is very good. Okay, so now, hey neighbor, so these are the things that you could do. So I'm going to kind of begin to close this out because we've been on and rolling and we done been all everywhere. But that's just like the female mind, is it? The female mind can be everywhere. You know, we can be analytical. We can be critical. We're just so valuable. So our minds can be be everywhere. So there are also things that we can do as well. We can also train our cravings by taking vitamin supplements, eating properly 80% or more of the time. Exactly. And that's what I think Tiffany was saying as well, by taking our vitamin supplements. And actually, I do something called Juice Plus. Bring my Juice Plus bottles. I believe in Juice Plus. Yeah, bring all three of them. The Juice Plus, I really don't push stuff, so y'all won't see this very often unless you go to my website. So please go to my, if you haven't already, please go to my page, Jules Wellness Concepts, and like my page. Please go to I was at your neighbor's house the other day, beautiful garden out there. Yeah, and I need to make my yard beautiful again. Child, this old weather done tore. I got child, my little yard look like it's straight in the ghetto somewhere, but we gonna get it on together. We gonna get it on together. But anyway, so vitamins, I have Juice Plus, which is the garden blend. I have Juice Plus, the orchard blend, and I have Juice Plus, which is the vineyard blend. Now, this blend right here is actually good for eczema. It's actually good for hair. It's actually good for nails and skin. It's good for psoriasis. It's good for different types of things. And the good thing about this stuff too is that it's good for babies. People that have their babies with that stuff, with the psoriasis and that eczema and the rosacea and all that kind of stuff. This has been working wonders for people with that, and it's also been producing like a lot of good hair growth. My hair grew out extensively one time last year, and it's like, what did you do? I did like 3 months of this. I wasn't even taking it for hair growth, but it happened. So, but it happened. So this is, you can order this from me, Sophia. And the good thing about these vitamins here is that when an adult orders, your child or your children will get theirs for free. So you can't lose with this. So, but this right here is very good. And these are the things we were talking about, supplements like Tia Crockett was talking about, and my new best friend Tiffany was on here. Ooh, girl, I love her. Oh, she made this thing easy. So Tiffany was talking about the vitamins. They said it helps with the cravings, and this is why these are whole food supplements, and they come in gummies. And they come in capsules. These capsules can come apart. So if you got a grandbaby or a baby, you can actually pull these capsules apart and put it in their milk. You can do that too. As well. Or you have gummies. I actually chew the gummies because I don't like swallowing stuff. So I chew the gummies every day. That's the will and plan of the will and plan of the Lord for my life, is them gummies all day long. So anyway, so these are the things, supplements, and these are whole food supplements. And the reason why they help with cravings is because of the fact you're getting the nutrition that you need. These vitamins, when you take them, actually give you every serving of fruit and vegetable that you will need. So I have athletes in my house, and these jokers don't like to eat vegetables. Matter of fact, the baby girl don't even like to eat. So we got to do, not regular. Not regular.
Don't eat good stuff.
Yeah, you don't eat good stuff. Don't. Yeah, so these are good. So enough of that. Yes, they are. The gummies are just as effective as the vitamins, because they realize that they got adults like me, Lisa, that don't want to swallow nothing. So that's about to choke and pass out from trying to swallow something. That look like that's okay. Yes, that's Sophia. The couponing. She need to do a couponing class. But anyway, now I'm rambling, y'all. So I'm gonna get on off, and so we're gonna continue. So I will be reaching out to Tiffany, Tia, J. Lorraine, Roosevelt, and we're gonna see how we can get the female to flow for real. Get the female to flow in all areas of her life, to the point that the flow connects in every area of her life. Her money, her influence. I believe that as women, and especially African American women, I believe that we actually are the most influential being on the earth. That's just me. That's what I believe. So So I just believe that we have to position our daughters, and we have to reach back and pick our sisters up that just didn't get it. Tiffany said something earlier. Sometimes it's about our upbringing. It's how we were raised. And I have some pockets of that indirectly in my life. So we just have to reach back, and we got to get the chicks that didn't get it. And we got to do it not being judgmental, not being critical, and not being analytical. Because you know what? I used to be a hood chick, and I used to be a gutter chick, and I used to be that one with the blade, and I used to be the one that used to cuss like a sailor, and I used to be that one. But it was somebody who reached back and got me and saw the best in me and saw the good in me and bought me and got me to be able to be to a place where I am at today. And I'm not all that in a bag of chips, but I ain't cutting folk either, and I ain't doing crazy stuff either, like bashing out windows and cutting up tires and putting Similac on people's cars so that when the sun come up in the morning that the Similac and the iron binds to the paint job, and then now they gotta go either get it buffed out or go get a new paint job. I'm not that girl anymore. I ain't her. I'm flowing a different way. I am flowing a different way. So yes, ma'am. So thank y'all for joining me. Looks like for a very impromptu conversation about the plight of the woman and how we can do that and the female flow. So we'll get in depth about the female flow. So once again, go to my page, like me, Jules Wellness Concepts, and please go to my website, sign up for the newsletter so you can get the 8 reasons why you should eat. And also, I'll be back tomorrow night for Therapy Thursday. I'm excited about Therapy Thursday. So thank you for not cutting, folks. We bless the Lord. We bless the Lord. Don't listen. What you say, Tia? Don't tell us how to ruin the paint. Ooh, yeah. That's how you do it. Because see, the iron in the Similac, the iron the iron in the infant formula binds with the polymer in the paint job. So when the sun comes up, it bakes that iron into the polymer. And so what happens is they got to go get a new paint job. Amazing.
I think my mama crazy.
Amazing. Anyway, so I love it. We saved, y'all. We saved. Most of us on here saved anyway. Listen. So tomorrow we'll be on for what we doing tomorrow? Oh, Therapy Thursday tomorrow, and then Friday is the Focus Friday blog post where I'm gonna be doing some essential oil combos and stuff, whatever, because they asked me for that on Monday night. Vicky, don't do it, Vicky. Don't do it, Vicky. Don't do it. So yeah, so y'all making me clown now. So anyway, it's good to laugh in the Lord. I guess I'm making up for last week because I didn't hang out with you all last Wednesday. But anyway, it's good to laugh in the Lord. And you put a smile on your face. So I will talk to some of y'all tomorrow night. If not, I'll catch some of y'all next week for midweek wellness manna. We're gonna try to get back to this female flow and stuff again, but you know, God does what he does. So I love you all dearly, dearly, dearly. So anytime, Lisa. No, thank you for the inspiration. 3 weeks without caffeine, and you're doing your water hydration challenge, and your boo thing is walking with you. Come through. That's what's up.